We have got two runs side by side here, Playing Fox on the left and Bill Boy on the right, both using dual stick VKB Gladiators. They're on the start line and they're ready to go. Courtesy again to Ninjetti for some awesome graphics. Let's watch this unfold. Both races are off. Bill Boy keeps it really level. Playing Fox does a lot more rolling. They go through upper crisscross, through lower crisscross there, and onto private parking. Look how similar their lines are, and look at the snapback to TVI, how close it actually is. There is practically no difference between their runs. It almost looks like the same run, one in daylight and the other in night. There are minuscule differences, but they are practically doing all the same things. Look at their boost bars as well. They are draining at the same rate. This is a 2-lap time trial. Final turn. They're both out of boost. So again, they are applying the same tactics. And now back to Waytech for a final lap. Keep an eye on the clocks as well in the top of the screen. They both have their own time. And let's see who comes out first. Private parking, again, they're just neck and neck. They're occupying the same space. Up a crisscross. The antennas. At this point, Playing Fox maybe slightly ahead.
Yeah, just a smidge.
That's what happened here. Bill Boy has more boost.
Yep, slight difference in boost. And there it is. We have Playing Fox across the line about 1.5 tenths before Bill Boy.
I think it shows the racing school. I think that's what it shows. It actually shows the racing school because you can tell that, like you said, a bit of Shackno in there where, you know, they're like very, very identical. So they didn't do any other classes. They didn't have any other teachers. And it shows a lot of progress seeing these guys from before when they just started and then looking at them now. Yeah,
and these are two guys that not only have been in almost every single class since they've joined, but they've been putting in the hours outside of class, right? The classes are just meant to provide you the tools and concepts so that you understand, but it's at the end of the day, it's up to you to really grind it out, put in the hours, improve. So, and these two have definitely been doing that. They both did one big difference going around this first building, and that's something to talk about too.
Yes, yeah. So I noticed that too. Mind you, so when they go off the line, they are identical speed. You can see their boost, it depletes at the same rate. They click it all at the same time. And maybe Shackno, you want to explain what is the strategy coming off the line? Because we're doing landed starts, of course. What is the fastest way, the fastest method of getting off the ground and getting your gear up? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, basically just hold space brake and left stick all the way forward on the y-axis, and you know,
do you hold boost at the same time?
Yeah, hold boost if you're landed start. If you're not in landed start, you don't want to hold boost because you'll start using boost without moving. So I think it also happens in 0G, so you don't want to hold boost unless you're landed. And yeah, just let go space brake, tap on the verts a little bit, and start going. You can actually, I think you can even tricord, even in Atmo, using 3 thrusters for like the first second or two, and it'll give you a mega boost right off the start. A lot of people aren't doing that yet, even in Atmo tracks, so definitely something to consider.
Awesome. Let's continue walking through the route. Shackno, you were saying it's right on stream right now. We're seeing two very different attitudes.
Yep, you're going to see Bill Boy yaw to the right to keep his TVI to crosshair line. So that was very interesting. And we always talk about how not to yaw in Atmo, but they still approach the club track tower basically at the same time. And that's probably because of the insane thrust to weight ratio of the the P52 or the P52 Merlin, generally you don't want to yaw like that. It's like, for example, the 85X, right? That can't really control that. You'll lose a lot of speed doing that, but you can get away with it with the Merlin.
So here they are through. Is this lower crisscross? It is, right? That's what we.
Yep. Identical approach there.
Identical. Look at the frame. It's it's like spot the differences. Well, one has the sun up and the other doesn't. Let's look at their speed through private parking here. They
Both
are
kept
almost
it really
the
tight.
same.
It looks like Billboy is a little tighter, but Playing Fox is somehow ahead, and I think that had to do with the snapback of the TVI to crosshair that he did just prior.
Right. Their speed difference is about 10.
He was able to maintain a little more speed, I think, on the approach.
Now here's that beautiful, getting the crosshair back as quickly as possible. I think they do a great job at it, doing the rolling.
Absolutely.
And then this is where we see the change, right? With R-Corp in the new version, you have to stay between the two antennas that are now visible. But for now, they can go around that. Any comments on this?
Looks like Billboy went through it first on that one.
Yeah.
Look at this. There's just no difference. Maybe one frame at this point.
So they're going back and forth in a lot of these turns.
Yeah.
One's ahead of the other, then the other catches up. So it's cool to watch them, their ghosts overtaking each other, essentially.
It's just absolutely spectacular how it's not just their attitude is in the same place, their ship is in the same XYZ space as well. Their boost bar is the same. It's like almost a carbon copy in many of these locations. Here, I saw a little bit of a difference where Playing Fox was kind of, taking one extra bump to get his pitch in order.
Yeah.
But it didn't really seem to cost him anything.
Look how close he got. That's scary to watch that antenna basically go. It looks like you decapitate yourself doing that.
So here, look at the crosshair placement, right? They're both doing the same thing. It's between the chimney and the building.
Yeah, speaking as just a racer, I have a hard time with this, right? Like my natural go-to is flying like an idiot. Just throw the sticks around, everything. This precision Shaq New style flying is something very foreign to me. That's not that easy. These guys are pulling it off masterfully, of course.
At this point, Billboy is ahead. Yep.
Yeah. But
This
look
is
at
an
Playing
interest-
Fox literally
Yeah.
going through the structure.
Yeah, these are the blind corners I was talking about before, right? Like at this point, you're blind for a second. You're going on pure instinct, and he's literally cutting into the difference between the mesh and the collision that's a little bit inside of it.
And for those that are not aware, at the skyscraper at 318, you can no longer go through those. Those are now physicalized.
Perfect.
So going through those is going to be even harder. You got to watch out.
So they've both run out of boost. They are, again, same attitude, same position. Who reaches the track first or the start finish? I mean, I daren't call it. At this point, I daren't call it. So we'll keep going. And I think when they approach Waytech now, they do kind of the same thing. I want to say Playing Fox rolls a little faster, or at least his initial roll is, but it's just minuscule differences. And then at this point, I want to say Playing Fox is just slightly ahead going through Waytech here.
Billboy has slightly more boost right now. I'm curious. I guess, it doesn't matter too much.
No, it's a great point. I think they both so there's no gain really at this point anyway, because they both let go before they run out. So let's see when they both start reapplying. But you're right. At this point, Billboy is slightly...
You can see Billboy saying they use Boltox boost strategy.
Oh, that is fascinating. That's really cool.
That's interesting. That's awesome.
So, yeah, Playing Fox maybe 2 frames ahead here.
Yeah, I think at this point, Playing Fox stays ahead for the remainder of that second lap. The second lap being the harder one because you don't have as much boost as the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, you can already tell. Billboy does catch up a little bit because he has a little bit more boost at the very end, but Playing Fox stays ahead.
The difference is absolutely non-existent. To answer the question, where do we stop the timer? Literally the second your head is between the first point of the buildings, basically, like the doorway, I guess. After this, I had prepared this video the day before yesterday. Then I made the mistake of mentioning it in chat, and Billboy posted a new run, and then Playing Fox just released this run, so I had to go and redo it. But I look forward to doing these every time we go on XGP. Every time we get together, we're going to talk about these time trials. We're going to talk about split screen racing. So this is a question going out to every racer, or a request. Record your runs when you're doing racing. Record them, please. Yep. You have to anyway. If you ever want to report an incident or whatever, you're gonna have to back it up with footage anyway. Or if someone points at you, you want to be able to prove that you didn't do anything wrong. So record your footage. It can only help. Even if it tanks your performance, find a way, capture card, something. But find a way and send us the footage, and we're gonna ask you for footage whenever you have any close racing, because we want to analyze it, we want to highlight it, we want to show how good you do. And this is going on the YouTubes, of course. So get them out there.
We want to show off your skills. Yeah, absolutely. We want to show off whether it's your skills, whether you want to show off your progression, right? Like, we just want to showcase everybody, because that's the whole point of this. Get better at racing and then show off our stuff. So all of us have a little bit of cockiness hiding away that we want to show off exactly what we can do.